And joining us today to discuss the impact of the dock workers' wage agreement with port operators and its effect on the American economy is the economic analyst, Dr. Ahmed Aboud. Welcome to the Economic Bulletin, Dr. Aboud. First off, now, what are the long-term effects that might the strike have on the availability of the pricing of goods?
Good evening, and good evening to you and to your guys. It's a massive issue, to be honest. This is a very important and critical issue. It's a kind of significant loss that was expected for the USA economy and globally as well. Indeed, the initial evaluation of the potential expected loss for the strikes was about $5 billion per day for the USA economy. And not just only the U.S. economy, it's a global issue because it's kind of, struggle with the supply chain globally because this kind of ports are not just shipping, the basic goods and services, also shipping everything to deal with the production, and factories across the globe. From, basic goods and services to, parts of the cars and everything. It was expecting, also increasing the prices of basic goods and services. This was continuing, but we all lucky that has been sorted out this with the agreement that has been taking place recently.
Well, the 62% wage increase agreed upon by dock workers falls short of the union's initial demand of 77%. Now, could this affect the worker satisfaction and lead to future disruptions in negotiations?
I think that we consider, the negotiation process generally. We always start with, high demand, and always the government try to, reach to an optimal scenario when they, increase the salaries and the wages, and at the same time not offering 72. 72 is a massive increase. And reaching to this, a percent is also reasonable and accepted by the unions as well. So, the 70, the rate is 72 is not really 77. It was, expectations and a way to put pressure on the government. But at the end of the day, they accept, the offered rate over the coming years until the end of the contract in 2025. But again, if this thing is happening again, it's always massive and significant losses was expected.
Dr. Aboud, now, given the ongoing debate over automation in ports, how do you foresee this issue playing out in future labor negotiations? What would widespread port automation mean for the industry and the employment, the labor? The word automation has been, always will be around for discussion and debate. With this, new technology going on everywhere and the advancement of the technology every day, you can see the development of the technology every day brings something new for the automation. And the automation process is not something that's really first time to introduce. It has been there for a while. And it always, will come with a risk for the labor, and also will come with benefit for the government. But I don't think this is something that we should be worried about in the near future, because there's no really clear, clear strategy about the scale of the automation and how this would be, will be happening, and what stages would be implemented at the moment, or what the government has to automate. Are it partially automating? Is it fully automated? And I think, automation is not a bad thing for the industry. It's somehow that will improve the efficiency, of moving things forward and easily. But also it will affect the labor and will affect the job opportunities. And that's why we always have, have a chance of, balancing things. We need automation, but also we need to keep the jobs going on. Mm-hmm. Well, the holiday season approaching and the presidential election on the horizon now, how critical was it to reach this agreement now?
Well, every party will see this as, the democracy as a good thing. They have achieved something, and they can, claim the right for this.
and they can keep moaning about it during the coming days, that we have achieved this, we have reached the agreement. So it's always in favor of the government, the current government, to claim the credit that we have sorted out this problem, and we have secured the process. Because there's a direct implication for this. If you think about it, it would have a direct impact of everyone. Consumer prices, I was expecting that to increase in the basic goods and service, and in a direct way. If this strike has been extended for a while, for more days, we're going to see a direct impact on the price of the essential, including bread and basic stuff, and this will hurt everyone. And if this was there would be a very negative point for the current government. That's why the government was, having to quickly finish the negotiation, finish the negotiations, and offer the 62 increase, 62% increase, and they are happy with it because it's a critical time for the current government.
So there is no fear of any future strikes of the same nature, because one can only imagine the broader economic consequences of a prolonged strike.
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen this happening in Europe for recently in the last few years, and the consequences was very bad for citizens, as well as for the government, as well as for the economy. And the issue about the supply chain. Now we are in a very open economy, and the supply chain is globally. It's not really something that's going to affect only the USA. It's a global supply chain that we are talking about. You imagine there are 36 of the ports are not working, including the major ones in New York and major ones. And there's lots of ships that are struggling there. There is no chance of uploading or uploading these ships, and it was catastrophic if this has been continued for a while.
The economic analyst Dr. Ahmed Aboud, thank you very much for your invaluable insights.